guys, my name is Tiffany and welcome back to the video. So in this one, I wanted to help you guys figure out what to look for when you're doing your nursing school research.
'Cause anywhere with you feels right. Anywhere with you feels like Paris in the rain. Paris in the rain. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, Paris in the rain. Paris in the rain.
So trying to figure out what to do and what to look for when doing your nursing school research is such a daunting part of the process. And it's always one of those things where you're just like, where do I even start? What do I even need to look for? So I'm going to help you guys figure that out today. So basically, the first thing I want you to focus on is the location. So where are you interested in going? Do you want to stay local? Do you want to spread your wings and go somewhere far away from home? Or do you want to meet somewhere in between where it's close enough for you to be home, but also far enough for you guys to explore different places? So try to look and see where you want to be located in. Do you want to stay in your state or do you want to move out of state? Those are some things you need to ask yourself first before you start doing the process. And there are people out there who like to apply to multiple different places. Like for me, I wanted to figure out some places that are more local, but also some that may be a little far from home, just in case I have that opportunity. So branch out and see what opportunities you may get, and look in different parts of your area to see where you're interested in going. So location is always the first and key. The next thing is tuition. So the other thing that is super important than the location also is, of course, the tuition and how much school is going to cost you. So of course, financial circumstances are different for everyone, so please do not compare yourself to other people and their circumstances. So I did a video in the past of whether UC schools versus state schools versus private schools and which one you should go to, so please check out that video in the cards above. But basically, it just depends on the program you're interested in going to and how much it's going to cost you. A lot of times, state schools tend to be a little bit cheaper, as well as going to city college, and usually UCs and private schools are a little bit more expensive. So look into consideration the budget that you're willing to spend on school and how much you're willing to spend. And of course, a lot of times you may be able to get financial aid too. So that's another step to look into, whether the school that you're going to provides financial aid for you. So that is another step to look into as well. And the next most important thing is the program itself. So you want to look into the program and see whether or not it's going to meet your needs. Are you going in as an associate's? Are you going in as a bachelor's? And I did also do another video on that one, so please check out that one as well. And there are differences between the types of programs that they offer. Associates are typically 2 years, bachelor's are typically 4 to 6 years, or it can be longer just depending on the type of program you get into. So please do your research whether you're looking into going in as an associate's or you're trying to get your bachelor's. And that's something to also consider as well, because that also can depict on how long you're going to be at that school too. So that's something important to note of the type of program that you're interested in going in. So the next most important thing, of course, is the types of prerequisites to get into the program. So it's super important for you to do your research on each school that you're applying to, because every school is different. Every school's prereqs are different. So you really need to look in and see the type of program you're trying to get into and the prerequisites that they require. So you need to make sure that you're taking the appropriate classes and doing the appropriate prereqs to get into the program. And sometimes schools may have entrance exams. So there's some nursing schools out there that do require you to do an entrance exam before entering the program. So for example, some of the entrance exams are the TEAS, which is the TEAS, and the HESI, HESI. So look into the school that you're trying to apply to and see what kind of entrance exams they have. Some of the programs don't require entrance exams and you just need to take like an entrance college exam. It just depends on the type of school that you're trying to get into. And then other things to note too is, of course, looking at the NCLEX pass rates of the school that you're trying to apply to. It's super important to go to a school with a high NCLEX pass rate, because of course, really what you're trying to focus on is trying to pass NCLEX, and that's how you're going to become a registered nurse. So you need to look into the NCLEX pass rate of the school, look and see what types of programs they offer there and the types of resources that they give you to prep for the NCLEX. So for example, at my university, they offered Kaplan for us as a NCLEX program for us to prepare for the NCLEX. And they also did do a week-long course after graduation where basically they had a Kaplan representative come to our school and teach us some strategies on how to pass NCLEX. So look into the program that you're planning to go to and see what types of resources that they have there in order for you to pass the NCLEX. And other things to note too is, of course, the types of extracurriculars that they have at the school. So it's super important for you to also be active. Remember, everyone comes into nursing school as a student, and you want to make sure to make the most out of your experience. So please do your best and be as involved as much as possible at the programs. For example, when I was in nursing school, I tried my best to put myself out there as much as possible. I was president of our Nursing Students Association. I also worked in Skills Lab as a simulation technician, and I did a lot of volunteering. So please go out there and make the most out of your nursing school experience. Don't just study and focus on school only. It's super important for you to go out there and network and do a lot of extracurriculars and volunteer service. Remember, resume building is super important, and the only way you're going to be able to get a job out of nursing school is to be doing all these extracurricular activities while you're in nursing school. So please make sure to put the effort to do so. And also, it's super important to look into whether or not the nursing program is accredited. So a lot of times, in order for this nursing program to even be running, is that they have to be an accredited nursing program by the Board of Registered Nursing. So make sure to look into that and whether or not the program is an accredited nursing program, because that is super important. Another thing that's important to note is clinical and class placement. So one thing that I did note in my video of comparing all the different types of schools that there are is that whether or not you may even get into the nursing program itself. So off of my own personal experience, I ended up going to a private school just because I knew that it would be easier for me to get the classes that I needed in order to make sure that I was on track to graduate on time. So it was very important for me, and don't compare yourself to other people, and everyone's timelines are so different, but it's super important to make sure that you are able to get the classes and clinical placements that you need. And there are some programs out there where you may not get the classes you need, and there are some programs out there where you may have to figure out your own clinical placements. So please do your research on the schools that you're going to and making sure that they have the classes that are there for you, as well as giving you the clinical placements that you need in order for you to graduate. So it's super important when you're doing your nursing school research to look into acceptance rates for the nursing program as well, because there are some schools out there that may be difficult to get in and have an extremely long wait list, and the acceptance rates are extremely low. So please do your research to make sure whether or not the program is something that's fit for you, and whether or not you're willing to wait on a waiting list for some of these programs to get in. So for me, I knew that I wanted to get into a program and be in and out of school on time, and I wanted to graduate within 4 years. So I wanted to make sure that I wanted to go to a school that was pretty much guaranteed for me to graduate on time. So just think about that in your head, that there are some schools out there that may have a waiting list in order to get into the program itself. So please be aware of that when you're doing your nursing school research. So lastly, when you're doing your research, make sure to look at whether the program is reputable or not. Of course, it doesn't have to be a brand name school, but it's very important to make sure that it's a program that is known and that it's going to give you what you need, exactly what you need. So it is very difficult when you're doing your research for nursing schools, but hopefully this video is helpful for you guys to see what to look out for when you're doing your nursing school research. Let me know down in the comments below what other types of videos you'd like me to do, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!
'Cause anywhere you